Today I'm going to be trying out Pizzeria Uno for the very first time. I love Chicago deep dish style pizza. Y'all know it. I don't claim I'm from the Chi, but I grew up pretty close and I was always going there. Got a bunch of family there. I love the deep dish pizza. But we didn't only get a deep dish pizza, we got a tavern style pizza, which most Chicagoans, I would bet, would claim this is the actual Chicago style pizza. But we're gonna be doing a little bit of both. I've been curious about Pizzeria Uno for a long time. Usually I go to Lou Malnati's, maybe little Giordano's every once in a while, but I've always been curious about this place. So I haven't seen it yet. Let's take a look. Interesting. All right. This is the extra large 16-inch tavern style pepperoni pizza. This is the largest size they had for this. As you can see, it's cut in that classic party style. You know, you get those little squares in the middle. Looks like there's a little bit of slipping and sliding going around. This guy was flying across the city. So respect for that. You know, I'll take a little bit of movement for some quick deliveries. And this right here, this is the Chicago classic. This is a sausage pizza. This is the deep dish, obviously. I did not expect it to look like that. Can't even lie. You know, yeah, I don't know about that. This is a lot different from the deep dish Chicago style pizzas that I'm used to eating, but it still looks pretty good. Good looking crust. And apparently this place was established in 1943 and they claim to be the birthplace of deep dish pizza, but I don't know about that. There's conflicting reports. It might have been started by the Malnati family, you know what I mean? So, and also I'm pretty sure it was always Pizzeria Uno, but now they changed it to Uno Pizzeria and Grill. If you've been around since 1943, I feel like just keep it classic. Don't be changing the names like that, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I paid about 80, maybe 85 bucks for this, including the delivery fees and tip. Oh yeah, also shout out to my parents for sending me some gifts for the holidays. I got this new t-shirt and this pizza ornament, which it's like, you know, let me throw that on the chain real quick, you know what I'm saying? So let me try to get a thumbnail because when I eat deep dish style pizza, there's always a good little cheese pull, but I don't know about this one. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're getting it. That's the patented cheese pull. There's a heavy, real liberal application of maybe Romano or Parmesan on top. I've seen light dustings before, never as much as this. That's pretty wild. And this does have the cheese on bottom, sausage over the cheese, and then sauce on top of that. Here's the underbelly. Pretty good. Hopefully it's buttery. Going in. Very cheesy. Very thick. There's a cross section right there. Chunky tomatoes, I don't mind that. I feel like, you know, Lou's will do a little bit of chunk, but not like big chunks that you can just pick up like this. That's a large tomato chunk. I feel like if you don't like that, Giordano's might be the place to go. Yeah. Not bad at all. Not bad. But you know we gotta try the outer crust here. All right. Okay. I respect it. But let me tell you what. This is a very thick crust. And yeah, you might be saying, duh, it's a deep dish Chicago style pizza. Well, that can be a little bit of a misconception. I think a lot of the good stuff that I like, the crust is not that fluffy. It's a lot thinner than that, but substantial enough to hold everything in. But not that super, just, I could, like Lou Malnati's crust, completely next level. This right here, it's not beating Lou Malnati's. I just gotta say it right off the bat, but It is pretty good. And let me tell you what, this is still piping hot. This thing will retain heat all damn day. So it's still really hot and it's not dry at all. It didn't really solidify it. You could see that melting cheese in there. But yeah, I gotta be honest, if you're ever visiting Chicago, I mean, this place does have a lot of history. It's like probably one of the oldest, but don't go there and only try this. At least try Lou Malnati's as well. That's what I gotta say about it. I'll probably, at least have one more slice on that. But we gotta try this while this is as fresh as possible too. Tavern style pizza. I have only had this. I've had this way less than I've had, deep dish style. Here's the underbelly. You've probably seen pizzas like this before. It's a classic, it's thin crust and the party cut, like I said. I heard, it's good. This one's almost even, dare I say, more enjoyable at this moment. There's something so classic about this. I'm pretty sure when I was like 5, Little Caesars used to cook their pizzas like this too. Maybe a fake memory there, but there's something so classic about this. It reminds me of being like a kid at a birthday party. Super thin. It's almost like a New York style pizza. I know there's some differences with the tavern style. I think it's also popular in like Milwaukee or something, but definitely for Chicagoans. I taste like a little cornmeal on the bottom of the crust to give it that extra little crisp and crunch. Completely different thing. And like I said, I would make a wager that many, if not the majority of true Chicagoans will mess with the deep dish every once in a while. It's more of a special occasion, every once in a while type of thing, where this is probably the go-to most of the time. Just tavern style, real classic. And this is hitting. Like I said, maybe even more than this. Did not expect that. This is, this is almost too much. Which sounds crazy, but quite messy as well. Or you don't really have, at least me, I've never encountered that problem with Lou Malnati's. Not trying to hate here, just, stating the facts. In my experience, Lou Malnati's much cleaner eat. Pequod's, that dish was good too, except it was completely different. It had that cheese, that burnt cheese edge around. You have to wait there in line forever, or go to the bar next door, which is what I did. The Pequod's, if you can get a chance, if you're ever in Chicago, definitely worth it. You might be wondering why I'm eating Chicago-style pizza in New York City. Well, I've had a lot of New York slices here, New York pies, and in Korea where I live, you're not getting anything like this really, so had to do it. One thing that I did read was the reason they kind of cut it like this and why they call it a tavern style pizza is that, well, for one, it'll entice you. If you got one of these, you can put down some more drinks. This is a perfect little bar pizza, I feel like. I think that's what Dave calls it, bar pizza, this kind of thin crust style. But the reason they cut it in the squares is because you're a tavern, you might not have plates, but you got napkins, square napkins, so you can just place it on a napkin. Which I thought was a fun little tidbit of info there. It's almost like a Chicago pizza versus Chicago pizza showdown here. And man, I gotta say, at Uno, it sounds like blasphemy, but I'm going with the Tavern. That's just a little bit too thick. Nothing wrong with that. Like Detroit style pizza, pan pizza, you can get just really thick crust pizza like that, where the crust is literally an inch thick. So basically, it really doesn't need to be. Damn, this pizza is so hot, I'm actually sweating. That's crazy. I'm gonna give this a score of like a 7.3. Just because Lou Malnati's, they do it right. That's just my opinion. This one, on the other hand, Tavern style. This is a high score. I really like this. This might be getting into the, upper eights, maybe? Right off the top of the dome, I'm thinking 8-8. But that being said, I haven't had that much experience with Tavern style pizza, so I don't have a lot of reference points. To me right now, it's hitting like an 8-8. Sometimes these middle pieces can get, you know, it's like, where's the crust at? Well, if you don't like the crust, it'd be perfect for you. And it's not too messy at all. Whoops. Pretty greasy. I would have bet if I ate this at the restaurant, it would have been a little bit more crispy. But like I said, the guy was flying here. Very salty, very pepperoni-y. I think they call this like super pepperoni or something. Superoni, I don't know. Yeah. Final thoughts here. I'm just sweating, getting pretty full. I gotta be honest, I wasn't that hungry before filming this. If you're just visiting Chicago for the first time, I'd say you could skip it up. I'm just gonna say that. Pass it up. Go to Lou Malnati's, go to Giordano's, go to Pequod's if you want the deep dish. Oh man. I guess I will finish this. I don't like leaving stragglers behind, really. That being said, compared to what I can usually get at home, this is just way better. Slightly better. Yeah, one of the craziest things I had when I was in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, I went to this random like Chicago pizza spot. I'll give it a shout out. I think it was called Capone's. And we went there, and their Chicago style deep dish pizza in Vietnam was better, or I liked it more than this. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there. Let me make one more comment about this. The tomatoes do taste good. They're really tasty. I'm a little bit, yeah, the dusting of cheese on top, maybe the top of the thing broke off and they just spilled the whole thing on top. I don't know. Like, is that really what it's supposed to look like? Anyone who's ever gone to Pizzeria Uno, maybe not, that's not the best view of it, but Just gotta finish this too. This would be great with some beer. This one, if I eat a couple slices, I might as well start taking shots because that's gonna absorb it all anyway. All right, yeah, I'm full up, fully satisfied. Glad to be able to try Pizzeria Uno for the first time. I have been wanting to try this place for the longest of times, but every time I go to Chicago, I just get up the same things, kind of. This never really crossed my radar, but I remember when I was there last year, whenever I took a walk, I would pass this by every place, and I was always curious about it. And it might be different if you get it in Chicago compared to here, but I think that's my final answer. Go to Lumalnati's. All right. Thanks for watching this one. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.